The galactic hegemony's war room buzzed with an air of smug superiority. Admiral Vyx Nara Krell, her iridescent scales shimmering under the holographic displays, surveyed the strategic projections with a sense of utter boredom. Another victory for the Seventh Fleet. How predictable, she sighed, her mandibles clicking in mild irritation. For millennia, the art of war had remained unchanged across the known universe. The hegemony, a coalition of the galaxy's most advanced species, had long ago mastered the intricacies of space combat. Their battles were more akin to elaborate dances than true tests of military might. Each move and counter-move meticulously calculated, outcomes determined before the first shot was fired. High Commander Zothel, your assessment? Vyx Nara's voice carried a hint of challenge. She knew the lumbering Krexar warrior would have nothing new to add. Zothel's massive form shifted, cybernetic implants whirring as he processed the data. The Outer Rim insurgents continued to employ outdated tactics. Their defeat was inevitable. His gravelly voice reverberated through the chamber, eliciting nods of agreement from the assembled war council. Vyx Nara's lower eyes rolled in exasperation, while her upper pair remained fixed on the displays. Of course it was. When was the last time any conflict in this stars-forsaken galaxy held even a modicum of surprise? The question hung in the air, unanswered and rhetorical. The truth was warfare had become stagnant. The hegemony's technological superiority, coupled with millennia of established doctrine, had reduced galactic conflicts to mere formalities. Emerging species were subjugated before they could pose a threat. Their assimilation into the hegemony carefully managed to maintain the status quo. Tyviran Mox, the Council's resident xenoanthropologist, cleared his throat, or rather, the gelatinous equivalent of one. "If I may, Admiral," he burbled, his translucent form rippling with nervous energy. "There is a curiosity in the data from the latest planetary assimilation." Vyx Nara's attention snapped to the diminutive being. "Curiosity? Elaborate, Mox, and spare me the academic drivel." Mox's form pulsed rapidly, a sign of excitement in his species. "Well, you see, there's this insignificant little backwater world in the Orion Spur, hardly worth noticing really. But our long-range scans have detected some anomalies." "Get on with it," Zothel bellowed, his patience wearing thin. Yes, of course," Mox hurried, his words tumbling out in a rush. "The planet's dominant species, bipedal mammals. Nothing special. They're advancing at an unprecedented rate. Their technological progress is, well, it's alarming." A ripple of murmurs spread through the war room. Vyx Nara's eyes narrowed. Impossible. No species progresses beyond the established evolutionary curves. It's a universal constant. Mox's form quivered. "That's just it, Admiral. These humans, they call themselves. They're defying those constants. Their rate of innovation, particularly in weaponry and tactics, it's exponential." For the first time in centuries, a flicker of genuine interest crossed Vyx Nara's face. "Show me," she commanded. The holographic display shifted, zooming in on an unremarkable spiral arm of a backwater galaxy. There, orbiting an average yellow star, was a blue-green planet teeming with life. "Impossible," Zothel roared, his cybernetic eye whirring as it processed the data. "These readings can't be correct. No species jumps from primitive combustion to atom splitting in mere centuries." But the evidence was undeniable. The assembled war council watched in stunned silence as the trajectory of human technological advancement unfolded before them. From simple tools to digital age in a blink of cosmic time, the curve of progress shot upward at a rate that defied all known models. Vyx Nara's mind raced. For the first time in her long, illustrious career, she felt a twinge of something long forgotten, uncertainty. "How did we miss this?" she hissed, her scales flaring in agitation. Mox's form rippled apologetically. "They were overlooked, Admiral. Their solar system lies in a particularly uninteresting sector. Our routine scans, well, they simply didn't catch it in time." The implications hung heavy in the air. A species, advancing unchecked, beyond the carefully maintained balance of the hegemony. It was unprecedented. It was dangerous. Your orders, Admiral? Zaphael rumbled, his massive hand already reaching for his weapon console. Vyxnara held up a clawed hand, her mind working furiously. No, she said slowly, surprising even herself. We observe. We analyze. This anomaly requires further study. The war room erupted in protests. Eradication was standard protocol for potentially disruptive species. But Vyxnara's voice cut through the chaos like a plasma blade. Enough! For too long, we've grown complacent. Our wars have become exercises in tedium. But now, her eyes gleamed with a fire long absent. Now we face something new, something unpredictable. She turned to face her stunned council, her voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. And I, for one, welcome the challenge. As the implications of her words sank in, the galactic hegemony's war room fell into an uneasy silence. On the holographic display, the insignificant blue planet continued its orbit, blissfully unaware that it had just reshaped the cosmic chessboard. Little did the hegemony know, humanity's ingenuity was about to unleash a force that would redefine the very nature of intergalactic warfare. The game was about to change, and the galaxy would never be the same. Commander Lyra Vance squinted at the holographic display, her brow furrowed in concentration. The vastness of space, once a realm of wonder and exploration for humanity, had become a battlefield. Earth's first extraterrestrial conflict was upon them, and Lyra stood at the forefront of humanity's defense. Status report, Ensign Coda, she barked, her eyes never leaving the swirling mass of enemy ships approaching Earth's orbital defense network. Ensign Rin Coda's fingers danced across his console, streams of data flowing beneath them. The hegemony fleet is maintaining their formation, Commander. Their energy signatures suggest they're charging weapons, but something's off. Lyra's head snapped towards the young officer. Elaborate, Coda. What do you mean off? Coda's face scrunched in confusion. Their weapon systems, ma'am. They're predictable. It's like they're following a script we've already read. A grim smile played across Lyra's lips. That's because they are Ensign. The galactic hegemony has been the undisputed master of space warfare for millennia. They've never needed to innovate. The command center of the EDS Prometheus, Earth's most advanced warship, hummed with nervous energy. Humanity's first glimpse of the wider galaxy had been a rude awakening. The hegemony, threatened by Earth's rapid technological advancement, had decided to nip the potential threat in the bud. But they had gravely underestimated human ingenuity. All hands, battle stations. Lyra's voice rang out, clear and commanding. Initiate Operation Wildcard. The crew sprung into action, a well-oiled machine born of desperate preparation. In the scant months since first contact, humanity had poured every ounce of its collective genius into defense. Activating quantum entanglement shields, Lieutenant Zurasyan called out, her hands flying over her console. The experimental technology, barely out of the theoretical stage when the hegemony arrived, now stood as humanity's first line of defense. Outside, the void of space shimmered as layers of subatomic particles sprang into existence around Earth's fleet. The hegemony's opening salvo, a barrage of plasma torpedoes that could vaporize continents, splashed harmlessly against the quantum barrier. Admiral Vyxnara Krell, watching from the hegemony's flagship, felt her scales bristle in shock. Impossible, she hissed, all four eyes widening in disbelief. No shield technology should be able to withstand that assault. Back on the Prometheus, Lyra allowed herself a moment of fierce pride. Phase 2, people. Let's show these cosmic bullies what humanity can do. Activating gravity pulse engines. Chief Engineer Dmitry Volkov's thick accent carried over the comm. Hang on to your breakfast, comrades. The entire ship shuddered as reality itself seemed to hiccup around them. In the blink of an eye, the Prometheus and its escort ships vanished from their formation, reappearing scattered throughout the hegemony fleet. Chaos erupted among the alien armada. Their neat, orderly battle lines dissolved into confusion as human ships materialized in their midst, weapons already firing. By the eternal void, Zathael roared from his command post. How are they moving like that? It defies all known laws of physics. Viwayaxnara's mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible. These humans, these upstart mammals, were rewriting the rules of space combat before her very eyes. On the Prometheus, Lyra's voice cut through the controlled chaos of battle. Deploy the nanoswarms. Let's give them something else to think about. From launch bays across the human fleet, clouds of microscopic robots billowed forth. These tiny marvels of human engineering swarmed towards the hegemony ships, bypassing shields and armor to infiltrate critical systems. Alarms blared across the alien fleet as ship after ship fell silent, their advanced technology rendered useless by billions of nanoscopic saboteurs. This cannot be, Viwayaxnara sputtered, watching helplessly as her mighty armada was systematically dismantled by an enemy they had dismissed as primitive mere months ago. Lyra Vance stood tall on the bridge of the Prometheus, her eyes gleaming with the fire of victory. Send the message, Ensign Coda. Let's see if they're ready to talk. As the battle raged around them, a simple transmission cut through the chaos, broadcast on all frequencies in perfect galactic standard. Attention galactic hegemony forces. You have witnessed but a fraction of humanity's potential. We did not seek this conflict, but we will end it. The choice is yours, retreat, or face the full extent of human ingenuity. We await your response. In the stunned silence that followed, the galaxy held its breath. Humanity, the cosmic newcomer, had just reshaped the very nature of intergalactic warfare. The hegemony's unchallenged reign was over, and a new era of cosmic conflict had begun. Admiral Viwayaxnara Krell, her scales pale with shock, realized that the game had changed forever. The humans weren't just players on the cosmic chessboard. They had flipped the board entirely. As the hegemony fleet limped into retreat, Lyra Vance turned to her crew, her voice filled with grim determination. This is just the beginning, people. They'll be back, and they won't underestimate us again. But neither will we stand idly by. She gazed out at the stars, her eyes reflecting the infinite possibilities that lay ahead. Humanity is taking its place in the galaxy, and we're going to do it our way. The cosmos trembled with the implications. Humanity's unexpected move had not just won a battle. It had ignited a revolution in the very fabric of intergalactic warfare, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The Grand Council chamber of the galactic hegemony buzzed with an energy not felt in millennia. Representatives from 1,000 worlds argued in a cacophony of languages, their translator implants struggling to keep up with the heated exchanges. At the center of it all stood Admiral Viwayaxnara Krell, her scales dulled with stress, facing the wrath of the assembled dignitaries. "Explain yourself, Admiral," thundered Archconsul Zuaxlor, his tentacles writhing in agitation. How could a single primitive species bring the might of the hegemony to its knees? Viwayaxnara's mandibles clicked in frustration. Archconsul, esteemed members of the council, the humans are anything but primitive. Their rate of technological advancement is unprecedented. A low murmur rippled through the chamber. Viwayaxnara continued, her voice gaining strength. In the span of mere months since our first encounter, they have developed countermeasures to technologies we've relied on for eons. Their tactical innovations are revolutionary. The holographic display at the center of the chamber flickered to life, showing footage from the disastrous battle. Council members watched in stunned silence as human ships danced through space in ways that defied known physics, their weapons and defenses rendering hegemony tactics obsolete. "By the cosmic forge," whispered Tiwavern Mox, his gelatinous form quivering with a mix of fear and excitement. "They've mastered quantum entanglement shielding, gravity manipulation drives, adaptive nanotech. In months." Zathael, the Krexan AR warrior, slammed his cybernetic fist on the console. "Then we crush them now, before they grow stronger." "No." Viwayaxnara's shout silenced the chamber. All eyes turned to her. "Don't you see? This changes everything. For too long, we've grown complacent, relying on outdated strategies and technologies. The humans have shown us the price of stagnation. She turned to face the council, her eyes blazing with newfound purpose. We must adapt, evolve, or we risk losing not just to the humans, but to every species that follows their example. As the implications sank in, the council chamber erupted into chaos once more. But far from Earth, in the depths of human space, a different kind of revolution was unfolding. Dr. Alara Thorne stood before the assembled leaders of Earth's nations, her holographic form flickering slightly as it was transmitted across the globe. The renowned xenotechnologist's eyes sparkled with barely contained excitement. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice carrying the weight of discovery, "what we've achieved in the past year is nothing short of miraculous. But it's only the beginning." Behind her, a dizzying array of schematics and data streams materialized. The hegemony's retreat has bought us time, but we cannot afford to rest on our laurels. Our victory wasn't just about superior technology. It was about thinking differently. General Marcus Steele, his weathered face etched with the lines of recent battles, leaned forward. "What are you proposing, Doctor?" Alara's grin was fierce. "A complete reimagining of warfare itself, General. We've proven that we can match the hegemony in space. Now, we need to change the entire playing field." With a wave of her hand, the holograms coalesced into a single, mind-bending image. "I give you Project Nexus, a fusion of our most advanced technologies into a single adaptive system." The assembled leaders gasped as they took in the implications. Quantum-entangled AIs coordinating swarms of shape-shifting nanites. Weapons that could rewrite the laws of physics on a localized scale. Defenses that existed simultaneously across multiple dimensions. "This isn't just an arms race," Alara continued, her voice intense. "It's an innovation race. And humanity has a head start." As the implications sank in, a hush fell over the room. The future of warfare, of humanity's very existence in the cosmos, was transforming before their eyes. Light years away, in a hidden research facility on the edge of human space, a small team of Earth's brightest minds huddled around a pulsing orb of energy. Dr. Zayn Malik, his dark eyes reflecting the swirling patterns of the orb, spoke in a hushed tone. "Is everyone ready? This could change, well, everything." His colleagues nodded, their faces a mix of anticipation and trepidation. With a deep breath, Zayn activated the device. The orb exploded into a dazzling array of light and impossible geometries. For a moment, reality itself seemed to warp around them. When the light faded, the team found themselves staring at themselves. But not quite. Subtle differences in posture, in expression, hinted at something profound. "It worked," breathed Dr. Arya Chun, her eyes wide with wonder. "We've done it. We've opened a gateway to parallel universes." Zayn nodded, his mind racing with the implications. "Not just a gateway, Arya. A bridge. A way to tap into the knowledge, the technologies, the very possibilities of countless alternate Earths." As the team began to interact with their alternate selves, sharing discoveries and innovations from across the multiverse, the true scope of humanity's potential began to unfold. Back in the Hegemony's council chamber, the debate raged on. But Admiral Vyxnara Krell stood silent, her gaze fixed on the stars visible through the chamber's vast windows. She couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning, that humanity's ingenuity had sparked something that would reshape not just warfare, but the very fabric of galactic civilization. As the cosmos spun on, blissfully unaware of the changes brewing within it, one thing became clear. The age of stagnation was over. A new era of boundless innovation and unthinkable possibilities had begun. And at the heart of it all stood humanity. No longer the upstart newcomers, but the catalyst for a tactical revolution that would echo across the stars for eons to come. The vastness of space warped and shimmered as the EDS Prometheus II materialized at the edge of the Andromeda Galaxy. Commander Lyra Vance, her face etched with lines of experience and determination, gazed out at the swirling cosmic tapestry before her. "Status report," she commanded, her voice calm despite the monumental nature of their mission. Lieutenant Coda, now a seasoned officer, responded without looking up from his console. All systems nominal, Commander. The quantum fold drive performed flawlessly. We've traversed 2.5 million light-years in, well, no time at all. Lyra allowed herself a small smile. Just 5 years ago, such a feat would have been relegated to the realm of science fiction. Now, it was just another day for the United Earth Fleet. Open a channel to Fleet Admiral Steele, she ordered. He'll want to know we've arrived safely. As the communication link established, Lyra couldn't help but marvel at how far humanity had come. The tactical revolution sparked by their first encounter with the galactic hegemony had evolved into something far greater, a fundamental reimagining of humanity's place in the cosmos. Fleet Admiral Marcus Steele's weathered face appeared on the main view screen. Prometheus 2, this is Earth Command. Report. Lyra straightened, her voice filled with pride. Admiral, I'm pleased to report that Operation Cosmic Bridge is a success. We've established humanity's first extragalactic presence. Steele's eyes widened, a rare display of emotion from the stoic leader. Outstanding work, Commander Vance. You and your crew have made history today. As they discussed the mission parameters, Lyra's mind wandered to the chain of events that had led to this moment. The invention of the quantum fold drive, born from the fusion of human ingenuity and knowledge gleaned from parallel universes. The establishment of the Multiversal Academy, where humanity's brightest minds collaborated with alternate versions of themselves, pushing the boundaries of science and technology. But perhaps most importantly, the Great Rapprochement, the day humanity extended an olive branch to the very aliens who had once sought their destruction. 3 years earlier, in a neutrally designated diplomatic station, Harmony Nexus, the atmosphere was tense as representatives from Earth faced their counterparts from the galactic hegemony. Admiral Vyxnara Krell, her scales now bearing the marks of her species' equivalent of gray hair, led the alien delegation. Dr. Alara Thorne, now Earth's chief xenodiplomat, stepped forward. Esteemed representatives of the hegemony, we stand at a crossroads. For too long, our civilizations have viewed each other through the lens of conflict. Today, we propose a different path. Murmurs rippled through the alien delegation. Vyxnara's eyes narrowed, but she remained silent, curious to see where this would lead. Alara continued, her voice gaining strength. We've unlocked secrets of the multiverse, tapped into wells of knowledge beyond imagination. But we've also gained perspective. We've seen timelines where our conflict escalated, where entire galaxies burned in the fires of war. She paused, letting the weight of her words sink in. We've also seen futures of unparalleled cooperation and advancement. Futures where our civilizations stand together, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. With a gesture, Alara activated a holographic display. The assembled delegates gasped as they saw visions of impossible technologies, of worlds and species thriving together in harmony. This is what we offer, Alara declared. Not submission, not conquest, but partnership. A chance to reshape the galaxy. No, the universe, together. Vyxnara stepped forward, her voice a mix of caution and barely concealed wonder. And what guarantees do we have that this partnership won't simply be a ploy for human dominance? Alara's smile was genuine. Because, Admiral, we're not offering to share our advancements. We're offering to develop them together. To combine human ingenuity with the wisdom and experience of the hegemony's countless species. She extended her hand, a gesture both alien and profound to the assembled extraterrestrials. The age of stagnation is over. The future is limitless. Will you join us in shaping it? Back in the present, aboard the Prometheus 2, Lyra's reminiscence was interrupted by an urgent alert. Commander, Lieutenant Coda called out, his voice tight with tension. We're detecting multiple quantum signatures approaching. They're like nothing we've ever seen before. Lyra's mind snapped back to the present. Battle stations. Activate multiphasic shields. As the crew sprang into action, the void of space before them erupted. Swirling vortexes of energy coalesced into shapes that defied comprehension. Living ships that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. A booming voice, more felt than heard, resonated through the ship's systems. Intruders from the Milky Way. You trespass in realms beyond your understanding. Prepare to be judged. Lyra's heart raced, but her voice remained steady as she opened a channel. Unknown entities. This is Commander Lyra Vance of the United Earth Fleet. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and cooperation. For a moment, silence reigned. Then, the voice returned, tinged with what might have been curiosity. Peace? Cooperation? Such concepts are unexpected from beings of your limitation. Perhaps there is more to you than we first perceived. As the tension on the bridge reached a fever pitch, Lyra realized that humanity stood on the brink of yet another paradigm shift. The tactics that had reshaped warfare in their home galaxy might prove woefully inadequate here. But the spirit of innovation, of pushing boundaries, that was universal. We are prepared to demonstrate our intentions, Lyra declared, her mind already racing with possibilities. Allow us to show you the power of human ingenuity combined with cosmic wisdom. As the alien entities considered her words, Lyra knew that whatever happened next would redefine not just warfare, but the very nature of existence in the universe. Humanity's journey had only just begun, and the greatest challenges and opportunities lay ahead. The cosmos held its breath, waiting to see how this encounter between the upstart humans and the unfathomable entities of Andromeda would unfold. One thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same again. The swirling vortex of interdimensional energy slowly subsided, revealing the EDS Prometheus II floating serenely alongside the mind-bending forms of the Andromedan entities. Commander Lyra Vance exhaled slowly, her knuckles white from gripping the command chair during the intense negotiations. "Status report," she called out, her voice steady despite the adrenaline still coursing through her veins. Lieutenant Koda's fingers danced across his console. "All systems nominal, Commander." The multi-phase harmonic resonator performed beyond expectations. "We've successfully established a stable communication link with the Andromedans." Lyra nodded, a small smile playing at the corners of her mouth. The resonator, a last-minute addition to their expedition based on theories from the Multiversal Academy, had proven to be the key to bridging the vast gulf of understanding between humanity and these incomprehensible cosmic entities. "Open a channel to Earth Command," Lyra ordered, "and prepare a data packet summarizing our encounter. The eggheads back home are going to have a field day with this." As the communication link established, Lyra's mind raced with the implications of what had just transpired. In a matter of hours, humanity had gone from potential invaders to honored guests in a realm beyond their wildest imaginations. Fleet Admiral Steele's holographic form materialized on the bridge, his eyes wide with anticipation. "Report, Commander Vance. The entire United Earth Council is waiting with bated breath." Lyra straightened, her voice filled with a mix of awe and pride. "Admiral, distinguished members of the Council, I'm pleased to report that first contact with the Andromedan entities was a success. More than that, we've been invited to participate in what they call the Cosmic Confluence. Gasps and murmurs erupted from the assembled holographic figures of Earth's leadership. Admiral Steele leaned forward, his voice hushed. "Explain, Commander." Lyra took a deep breath. "The Andromedans exist on a plane of reality far beyond our initial understanding. They're not just a civilization, but custodians of what we might call the cosmic ecosystem. The Cosmic Confluence is a gathering of advanced species from across the multiverse, working together to maintain the balance of reality itself." She paused, letting the magnitude of her words sink in. "And now, thanks to our demonstration of both technological prowess and diplomatic ingenuity, humanity has been invited to join their ranks." The council chamber erupted into a cacophony of excited voices. Admiral Steele raised a hand, silencing the commotion. "This is unprecedented, Commander. The implications are staggering. But I have to ask, what about the galactic hegemony? Our allies back home?" Lyra's smile widened. "That's the best part, Admiral. The invitation extends to all sapient species of the Milky Way. The Andromedans were impressed not just by our achievements, but by our ability to forge alliances and overcome ancient conflicts. They see our galaxy as a model for cosmic cooperation. As the reality of the situation sank in, a new voice joined the conversation. Admiral Vyaiknara Krell's holographic form shimmered into existence, her scales gleaming with excitement. Commander Vance, the once adversary, now ally, spoke, her voice filled with respect. On behalf of the galactic hegemony, I extend our deepest gratitude. Your actions today have elevated not just humanity, but our entire galaxy to heights we never dreamed possible. Lyra nodded in acknowledgement, marveling at how far they'd come from their first hostile encounter. The honor is shared, Admiral Krell. None of this would have been possible without the combined wisdom and strength of all our peoples. As the implications of this cosmic paradigm shift rippled across the Milky Way, preparations began for the greatest expedition in galactic history. The combined fleets of humanity and the hegemony, once poised for war, now readied themselves for a journey beyond the boundaries of their known universe. 1 year later, at the edge of the Andromeda Galaxy, a shimmering portal of impossible geometry pulsed with energy as the vanguard of the Milky Way expedition emerged. The EDS Prometheus II led the way, flanked by ships of a dozen alien designs, all bearing the newly created emblem of the United Galactic Coalition. Commander Lyra Vance, now bearing the rank of Admiral, stood on the bridge of her ship, her eyes gleaming with the light of new horizons. Beside her stood Admiral Vyaiknara Krell, the hegemony's foremost expert on interdimensional physics, her scales shimmering with anticipation. "Are you ready to make history, Vyaiknara?" Lyra asked, a hint of playful challenge in her voice. The alien admiral's mandibles clicked in amusement. "My dear Lyra, thanks to you humans, we've been making history every day for the past 6 years. But this is something else entirely." As their ships approached the swirling nexus of energy that marked the entrance to the cosmic confluence, holographic displays came to life across the bridge. Faces of every shape, size, and composition, some barely recognizable as sentient beings, appeared, welcoming the newcomers to a realm beyond imagination. The voice of the Andromedans, now familiar, yet still awe-inspiring, resonated through the fleet. "Welcome, children of the Milky Way. Your journey of discovery and growth has only just begun. Together, we shall reshape the very fabric of existence." Lyra and Vyaiknara exchanged glances, a universe of unspoken understanding passing between them. The tactical innovations that had reshaped warfare in their home galaxy seemed quaint now, in the face of cosmic wonders beyond comprehension. Yet the spirit of ingenuity, of pushing boundaries and forging unlikely alliances, that was the true legacy of their journey. As the United Galactic Coalition fleet took its first steps into a new era of cosmic cooperation, Lyra couldn't help but marvel at the twists of fate that had led them here. From the brink of interstellar war to the cusp of universal harmony, all because humanity dared to think differently. "Forward," Lyra commanded, her voice carrying across the entire fleet. "To new horizons, new challenges, and a future limited only by our imagination." The ships surged forward, entering the swirling vortex of the cosmic confluence. As the familiar bounds of space-time fell away, Lyra knew that the greatest adventure of all was just beginning. Human ingenuity had reshaped not just intergalactic warfare, but the very destiny of countless civilizations across the cosmos. And somewhere, in the vast expanse of the multiverse, the first seeds of a new, grander form of existence were beginning to take root, nurtured by the unquenchable spirit of innovation that humanity had brought to the stars.